All right, team. This is Charles Becco from Brooklyn Traders, and today we're going to talk about your favorite topic and mine, the stock market. Let's begin. All right, so typically I give you guys a rundown of all like the top stock picks and da 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 da. But we are gonna go with a different format today. I'm just gonna give you a quick one. So I am seeing both bearish signals, and I'm also seeing bullish signals from the QQQ. Now the bearish signal is actually playing out here. Okay, we got a little overextended here on the hourly time frame, and we are giving back the ghost. Okay, so as you can see here, we kind of opened up higher this morning. I think we were up like 3/4 or close to 1% on the Qs. Now we've turned negative for what is going to be the last couple days, or I think this may be the, let me see. Yeah, this is the last trading day in the month of September here. So goodbye, September. You see that there's so yeah, the hourly time frame is just fixing itself, and so I did have some puts here that I just did close. I had put vertical here, so just closed that. Now what I also did was I actually bought some. I actually sold. So I bought some put verticals, right? But then I closed those just now, and then now what I'm gonna do is actually also added. Okay, I added to a call. Sorry. I sold put verticals. So I bought put verticals, right? Which I just closed here. And then now I was also sitting on some later dated put verticals that I sold for end of next week, right? And so what I'm looking for is pretty much a simple retracement back up here to the 362 zone. I'll tell you why I did that. We do have a pretty solid chart setup that I like to call the high-low, and pretty much here we had this engulfing candle here that kind of took over, and I'm just looking for a simple retrace back to the daily 21. Okay, so I not only have that on a daily time frame, but here's what I'm looking for on the weekly time frame as well. As you can see, barring any kind of craziness, right? Unless we just like kind of get knocked all the way back down here in the next 2 hours, forming an inverted hammer, right? And I doubt that within the next 2 hours we're gonna drop $6, right? And so I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, it could, but anything is possible, right? But unless that happens, right, I think we're gonna print out this really neat and cool doji on the weekly time frame. And as you can see, we're sitting pretty nice and tight on the weekly 21 here, right? And we're actually above the weekly 21 here, right? So if we don't, even if we close at the absolute dead lows of today, I think we're gonna hold here, and us forming a doji and then closing above the weekly 21 here, it's gonna be a very good sign for next week. And so yeah, we did have bearish and bullish signals. Again, I'm looking for a simple retracement. Again, we're sitting on top of the weekly 21, and even though the structure looks kind of janky here on the weekly time frame, especially if we able to hold the weekly 21, I could see something that kind of goes like that and maybe back down, right? But I'm looking for just a simple bounce to the weekly 21, possibly to even, the bounce above the weekly 21, bounce to the daily 21, maybe even to the daily 50, right, before we retrace back down, right? If we will retrace back down, right? As you can see here, the hourly time frame, right, is kind of forming a little bit of a base here, right? So again, seasonally, once you get to October, November, the market does kind of do weird and crazy things. And then seasonally, right between September and October, it tends to be bearish, right? Sometimes we rally, but the last 2-3 years, around this time, we have been bearish, right? So there are bullish and bearish hypotheses, right? if you look on the weekly time frame, right, you do have a weekly MACD cross down with an expansive histogram to the downside, but on the daily here, it looks like, the histogram's kind of curling a little bit, right? So, not ready to go balls to the wall with calls, right? But there is a bullish hypothesis here that cannot be ignored, and it would just be fantastic for everybody and their mother calling for doomsday on the stock market, and for the market to just rip these people to shreds, because that's what typically the market does. Anyway, Charles Becco, Brooklyn Traders, peace out. I'll see you soon. Hey, thanks for watching. Please be sure to like, share, and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. If you enjoy this content, please check out our website at www.brooklyntraders.net. That is www.brooklyntraders.net. Thanks, and God bless.